Okay, so quick thing on SmartMail. SmartMail, not a lot of people use for one thing, but there's a few things you can do. First of which, if you go into SmartMails, you see here you've got this billing first name. Did you forget this? So this is when you have a customer going through WooCommerce and they leave, they abandon the shopping cart. And this is all this stuff. This here is tied into WooCommerce and WordPress, which actually, in this case, sends the mail through its own mail function. Right? So you can always add a SmartMail, and then all you would do here, put your subject in, put your heading in. Who do you want to send it to? And you don't really have a. You have a couple of options. Most people just pick customer. This is optional. You can even send, an attachment if you want, a PDF or a file or something. I'd caution with this though, because some email programs, they'll block it. They'll strip it out and it won't get to them. So you just fill this in, select the customer in this case, and then type your message. And here you've got email actions, and the only option you have here is to save it. Right? And then you just submit it. So if I click save, it says emails updated, and if I go back to SmartMails, it shows it here. Right, now this is enabled, and you can disable it, duplicate it, obviously you can edit it, or completely trash it. Now this will not go out unless you set a trigger. So, and remember back here, we saw this billing first name. Did you forget this? Right? So that's the email. And you can see here, it's filled out. And it's just a short little thing. But it would mean nothing without the trigger, which is this right here. Abandoned cart. So if we go to edit, here's what we'll see. You title it, and in this case, it's when they add it to a cart. Email to send, that's your subject line. There's the schedule, this is important too, so it would send immediately, or you could send it on a specific date. Send it next, which means after you've sent a previous email, or you can specify number of minutes, days, hour, weeks, months, or years here, right? But for now, change it to send immediately. And here you can set various conditions, right? So you can set it to send on cart subtotals if you want. Products in the cart, which is what this one's set at. You can set it to categories, attributes, tags, and so on. So, and here you have at least one of selected, all, or none. So you would just search for a specific product, right? Let's say it's a higher end product. So you'd put that in there, and then you can either save trigger or disable it. So you'd save it and click submit, and that's it. You don't need to do anything else. You can also add another condition if you wish. So each trigger can have multiple conditions if you want. So the next thing you've got, and I mean, most people will stop there, and that's fine. Most people just have this set up, and that's fine, because why overcomplicate it, right? So if you've got that set up and that set up, and I would actually argue setting the SmartMail trigger up first and then composing the email. But you can also style it if you want. Now, speaking for myself, with emails that I get, very few of them are media emails, meaning that, you know, there's no images or HTML or anything like that. A lot of them, most of them actually, are text emails, even today. So this is definitely optional. You don't have to do this, but if you want to, you can set it to override the WooCommerce email templates, and it's automatically set to no here because, frankly, the WooCommerce templates are fine for the most part, and editing those requires a lot of code, right? So most people just leave it alone. But if we launch this, this is now a WooCommerce template, right? And so you would come on to each of these here, open it up, select your background color. So let's say I don't like the background color, I can change it, and it changes it here. And let's say that that's fine, I'm happy with that. I can go ahead and move on to the header and select my text color, my background color, and my font size, as well as my font weight. So it's set at 300, but if I set it at 100, it changes, right? And I can even set it to bolder or lighter if you don't want to get involved with the numbers here. Then you've got the footer. And here again, you can set the padding, which is this here. It's a space around this text. You can set your text align and your font size and your color and your font weight as well. Then you've got the content. So what this is doing is that you can alter the look of this template, right? And you can use it to override the WooCommerce templates if you wish. I haven't seen a lot of people do that, frankly, but it's always an option. And then it's more of the same here. For heading, you can set your text size, color, weight, and now you've got a different option in separator style. So you've got none right now, but if I set it to double and change the color a bit, you can see it change down here. Then that's what you can change there too. So you've got a few different options, and heading 2, 3, 4, and if you look at now the items table, it's the same similar idea. You can set the padding if you wish. You can change the color. You can change the width. I'm actually not sure what's going to happen if I do that. And you can change the style if you wish. And of course, the color itself of the separator. And then you've got custom styles, and this is for if you really know your styling, if you're formatting, because you'll be using a presentation language called Cascading Style Sheets. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. You don't need it because you've got all of these options up here. So that's the Smart Styler. Then you've got Smart Blocks. And there's nothing here. Let's see if we add one. You can add a private title and some text, and then just save it. And I believe this is just for internal use. Aha. So you can use it or not. Most people don't. I don't. And then down here you've got Smart Logs. And this basically is just logs of the emails that have been sent. Right? Now this is a test site, so that's why you're seeing this, because I used dummy emails. Now, if we go back to SmartMails for just a minute, one thing I forgot to mention is if you look here, you have blocks, so you can insert this test block that I created. And that's just for, it's almost like a text template, I guess. If you have specific text that you want to include in everything, you can create a block and then just insert it. But you've also got macros here. And here you've got no title, your billing address, city, company, country, first name, last name, and all this. So you can insert this, and when you do that, when the email gets sent to the customer, it's going to personalize it to that customer. So it depends on the information that the customer puts into WooCommerce when they're creating the order. And so that's actually quite useful. And as you can see here, there's quite a lot of them. And once you've set that up, you're pretty much good to go with SmartMails.